Okay, so I survived 100 days in a hardcore Minecraft, stuck on a survival island. In this video, I'm stranded on a survival island with nowhere to go, surrounded by water and no escape. Many 100 days videos have goals to complete at the end of it, but there's not one like this. By the 100th day, I want to have gotten full enchanted netherite armor, maxed god sword, and to have beaten both the ender dragon and wither at the same time. Will I be able to survive? Watch until the end to find out. And guys, we're already at over 3,000 subscribers after just 3 videos, which is insane. But not insane enough. Okay, we've got to go even further. 97% of people watching this video aren't subscribed. So if you want to help me on the road to 100k by 2022, consider subscribing and enjoy the video. On day 1, I started by mining some trees because, you know, wood is a very important resource, especially when you're on an island by yourself. I also then made a crafting table because I wanted to, you know, make my tools and, you know, get some stone equipment because stone is quite important. I also chased the chicken for quite a while because, you know, I wanted some food and I just killed it. I then got some stone tools by mining some stone with the wooden pickaxe and made myself full stone tools. Hopefully I could get iron quite quickly on in this series and wanted to make sure that I could get it. I also found this massive lava pool, which looks pretty cool, but I think this is probably one of the only lava sources in this entire island. I also walked to the top of this mountain because it looked pretty good, and I also saw this small pond right down from where I was on the mountain and decided to go down there because, you know, hopefully there's some food or something, and I found quite a lot of fish, so I killed all of them just so I could get some food. Then as the day was coming to a close, I watched the sunset, and it looks pretty good with these shaders on, I can't lie. I then realized that mobs will probably be spawning soon, so I had to find a place to start my base, and I did find it. It was a little area just on the edge of the island, and it looked quite good. It wasn't that flat, so I had to flatten it out myself, but all I had to do was mine away a few dirt blocks, and it was fine. I also then started building my house, which probably wasn't going to be the biggest house just because, you know, I didn't have that much resources at the time and wood was the only way that I could build it until I got bombarded with loads of mobs. So I decided to run to try and find somewhere to hide. There was tons of creepers everywhere, tons of skeletons, zombies, just anything that you could think of was there. So I found a little area that I could dig down in and I hid for the rest of the night. On day 2, I took the fish out of the furnace and I got out of that small hole that I hid in the night for. I also cut down some trees to get some more wood for my house and mined the coal that was in the middle of it. I then started to build the final bits of my starter house because I didn't want nowhere to stay the night after, and having a small house, you know, it can help. For the windows, I then took the sand that I mined from the beach and made it into panes because, like, who even uses normal glass? Like, it's just so disgusting. And I also made some chests to unclog my inventory. Just as it turned nighttime, I saw a very scary looking squid just spinning around in a little water area by my house, and I didn't know what it was doing. It was just spinning around, like, it was just vibing. And then I lit up the surrounding area around my house just so other mobs won't spawn. From day 3 to 4, I was ready to go mining and decided to look for a cave. I ended up finding a hole in a mountain that was pretty much next to my house, so I decided to go exploring. Before I could, however, I had to go and get some torches so that I could light up the area and hopefully not die from mobs. When I was in that cave, I found quite a lot of iron and fought quite a lot of mobs. The iron was the biggest thing though because all I needed was full iron armor and full iron tools. The rest of day 4, I went back to the house to make an iron pickaxe for future mining trips. From day 5 to 7, I went back into the mine to look for some more iron and maybe even some better ores. I then mined down a little bit because going deeper, you normally find better ores, and I found a massive cave. In that cave, I got a lot of emeralds and gold, iron, and also redstone. Also, just remember this map is custom made, so the ores are also going to be custom placed, so I get tons of emeralds when I go down here. Eventually, I found my way into this cave, which had some diamonds. And then, of course, I got a load more emeralds. I then got into a very intense fight, which got me down to 1 heart, and I hid for quite a long time while I healed up. I then found my way out of the cave by just mining up into the ocean and made myself full iron armor with a shield and an axe. On day 8, I started to make a little pier just by my house. Maybe I can expand it soon and add some other things to it, but basically it was just for show. It looks pretty cool and it looks pretty plain before I added it. On day 9, I didn't really do too much again. I just mined trees, killed animals for wool and food because I needed to make a bed soon. I then also mined some cobble and smelt it for smooth stone because I wanted to get stone bricks so that I can make my house out of it, just because I really like how it looks, and making a new house would be a lot nicer than the one that I'm currently staying in. On day 10, I made myself some new tools because basically all of them had broken from either mining cobblestone or just, mining dirt or whatever. And then I killed some cows for the leather. I then also made a diamond pickaxe because I wanted to go mining and eventually wanted to get some obsidian to go to the nether and maybe even make an enchantment table. From day 11 to 18, I went mining for some diamonds. I needed diamonds for, armor, tools, basically everything I needed diamonds for, and to progress further and even go to nether, I needed diamonds. I went mining for like 7 days and got 43 diamonds overall, as well as loads of iron and gold. Also, I got 4 pieces of obsidian that I could use in the future. And with those obsidian, I made an enchantment table and used the leather that I got from the cows to make some bookshelves. On day 19, I collected some sugarcane and made a little farm just so that I could get sugarcane in the future and would have an unlimited supply. Then I also made some books and bookshelves just because I wanted to upgrade my enchantment table and hopefully get level 30 enchants. Also, I finally made diamond armor because I had enough diamonds from the mining trip from the days before, and now I can be a lot more protected. On day 20, I went to the lava pool to get some lava. I wanted to get some obsidian and then go to nether because, quartz is a very nice block that I wanted to build with. I then went into the nether to get some XP and also get quartz. It was pretty easy because there was quite a lot of quartz around me. However, I did have to mine for quite a while just to get away from my portal because for some reason it spawned in the middle of just tons of netherrack. And then finally I went back home and there was a wandering trader. He didn't have anything good, as always, but I just thought it was quite cool that he showed up. From day 21 to 25, I went back mining for lapis. I needed lapis for enchanting, and I really wanted to get protection and sharpness and stuff like that just on my armor and tools. When I was mining, I managed to get 4 stacks of lapis, as well as 18 diamonds, and quite a lot more gold. I left all the iron because I didn't really need it, and I already had quite a bit. From day 25 to 36, I wanted to break down the house and begin building it back up. I wanted this house to be more modern and more of a summer house rather than just like a little shack. So I had to go back to nether to get more quartz, and also I of course had to use leaves. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how this went. I did have to copy off Google for most of it. Pretty sure it's exactly what I saw in Google. I'm not too sure, but it looks pretty good and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. On day 37, I finished the house because I basically just furnished it with chests and my bed. And I also made an underground part with an enchantment table because having it outside just didn't look that clean and having it downstairs was a lot easier. On day 38, I enchanted my pickaxe to get efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3. And then I also enchanted my armor to get these. I was now very strong and could defend myself pretty easily. From day 39 to 54, I went mining for netherite. I honestly hate mining for netherite. It takes so long and it took just far too long this time as well. I did have to come back to my house to get a few more pickaxes because, using quite a lot of pickaxes can get quite annoying, and I had to go back to get more. I ended up with 21 ancient debris, which I think is alright just for using pickaxes. If I had TNT or beds, I think I'd do a lot better, but it's enough to get 5 different things to netherite. On day 55, I smelted the ancient debris and then crafted it into netherite. I made full netherite armor and a netherite sword. Having a netherite sword is basically the best DPS that you can get, and I knew that if I was going to kill mobs and even the ender dragon near the end, I needed a good sword because damage per second is everything. I also then got basically a maxed out axe, and then I also went to get some food. From day 56 to 59, I wanted to defeat the Wither and the Ender Dragon at the same time when I get to the end of this series, so I needed better enchants on my armor and sword. I used books to get prot 4 and unbreaking 3 for my armor, and also basically get a god sword. It took me 3 days because I had to get so much XP just from mining quartz, and it took so long, but I think it's worth it. I needed to make sure I wouldn't die when I fight the Wither and the Ender Dragon at the same time because there's no totems or god apples available on this island at all, and all I could do is just protect myself. On day 60, I began to make a small farm and got some animals into a pen. I also made a separate area for the cows, sheep, and pigs just so that I could breed them in the future and make it a lot easier. I then also made a wheat farm behind them to hopefully get some bread in the future. On day 61, I knew that I wanted to make a god bow soon, but I didn't have any levels, so I basically just spent the whole day mining quartz in the nether to get some XP. On day 62, I was just getting inspiration from day 61 to make a mob farm. This was because it took so long just to get XP mining quartz, so a mob farm would most likely be more efficient. From day 63 to 66, I started to make the mob grinder. And having one that's good enough for gunpowder and ender pearls is very good because in the future, I'm going to be needing them quite a lot. Also, having it available so skeletons can drop bones is very useful because bone meal can also become very useful. It took me quite a while because I have to, place each block and I can't fly, so it can get quite annoying. And also that I'm that high up, and if I fall on the wrong block, then I'm dead. On day 67, I expanded the farm to get more bread and also added some more animals. I wanted to get a lot more food because I won't have too much time in the future, so just doing it now helped a lot. I also then went on a small trip to see what was out on the sea, as I haven't left yet and just wanted to go out. On day 68, I was still out looking for some stuff on the sea, and I found a few shipwrecks, but I didn't get anything good, and it was basically just a massive waste of time. On day 69, I did something really funny because it was the funny number. I basically just killed animals and farmed some wheat because I didn't even know what day it was at this point. I was just playing the game. But I did need some food, so that's all I did on day 69. Because now we're getting close to the end and we're 70% of the way there, I thought it was finally time to go to the nether and find a fortress. It didn't take that long to find it as it was pretty close, and I found the blaze spawner pretty quickly. I killed blazes for the whole day, and I'm not joking, my luck was pretty good here. I managed to get 11 blaze rods after about 25 blazes, which compared to my normal odds is very good. I then wanted to leave the nether fortress because I didn't actually need anything at the moment, and I completely forgot what I wanted to do by the 100th day. From day 72 to 74, I found a bastion that I must have missed on the way to the fortress. I also found some gold blocks that would be really useful and could help me get some really good loot. I then made them all into golden ingots and traded them to the piglins while I waited. It took quite some time because I had to wait for all of the gold to be used, and I had quite a bit. Managed to get nearly 2 stacks of pearls, which is a lot more than I would usually get from this amount of gold, but I wasn't complaining. Most of the time I spent here, I was just waiting for the piglin trades, but everything else I got was terrible because, nothing else from the piglin trades is very useful, but I was very lucky. I then went back to the house to put everything back because I forgot if I needed to stay in the nether or not. So it turns out I did, because on day 74 to 77, I went back to the nether to get some wither skulls. This took far longer than I was expecting, and it literally took me an hour to kill all of the wither skeletons to get all the skulls. I also got this pretty good shot on a ghast that tried fireballing me, and yeah, I know it's pretty easy to do, but I'm not the best at Minecraft. Now that I had basically everything I needed to prepare, I made some potions because it would be pretty useful. I made some slow falling, strength, and regeneration because they're basically all you need for fighting the wither and ender dragon. These would help me basically just not die and help me from the launch that the ender dragon does and the damage that the wither does. This is actually going to be hard, I think. Oh my god. I had no idea how hard this would be, and up until 2 months ago, I'd never killed either of them, let alone both at the same time. On the start of day 79, I was just killing mobs at my mob spawner when I had a zombie villager fall down. I had to kill everything else around it and make sure it didn't die because this was a very big opportunity. This means I would only need one more zombie villager to spawn in for me to be able to trade with them. I named him Wilson mostly just because of the film Castaway, and I just thought it was fitting. If you don't know what that film is, I don't know what to tell you, but you should watch it. I also made a small area for the zombie villager to stay in, as hopefully he wouldn't despawn, and I left him there so that I could get a golden apple and a weakness potion. I also enchanted my bow with the XP that I got from the mob farm and managed to get some decent enchants. On day 82, I finished off enchanting my bow and basically got it maxed out, and then I also killed some cows and sheep to get some more food because I was running low again. I needed some more XP because I was a bit low from all the bow enchanting, so I killed some more mobs and then crafted the golden apple and weakness potion so that I could cure the zombie villager. Hopefully I could get some good trades and maybe even mending to repair my tools and armor. I also had a load of emeralds that I had from mining so that I could trade with him when he was cured. On day 83, I managed to get another zombie villager. It spawned just on the side of the mountain in the night, and I got it just in before it turned day and brought it to near the other villager was. I named her Bobo because, you know, I just searched up girl names that looked quite funny, and that was the best one. No offense if you called Bobo, by the way, it's just quite a good name for a villager. I also managed to make myself another golden apple and used the weakness potion that I got from before and killed her. On day 84, I made the villagers some fletching tables because that was probably the best thing to have for the villagers, and this is just a way for me to get sticks trades so that I can get tons of emeralds and maybe use the emeralds for something useful. I also made their area look a bit better because they were staying in a bit of a shack and it looked quite a lot better now. On day 85, I spent the whole day mining wood and got myself a load of logs that I could use for stick trades. I also wanted to get the villagers to start breeding, so I placed an extra bed in there and gave them quite a bit of bread. While I was waiting for that, I made a banner for my shield and I think it looks pretty good. My farm then got expanded again and this time was a lot bigger than before. Now it was basically just to the beach and was mostly just for the looks and for the food. I was already maxed with armor and had netherite sword, which is basically all I need, so I didn't have too much to do before I could go to the end. I wanted to get some more villagers though and spend the day giving the 3 villagers bread to hopefully have a baby. And after some waiting, they did. I did miss it because I went to farm some more wheat, but it finally happened. On day 87, it was finally the day I set off for the stronghold. It's been 86 days of playing in this world and I'm finally going to fight the Ender Dragon and Wither at the same time. Made sure I had everything I needed, the Eyes of Ender, the Soul Sand and 3 Wither Skulls, and also some blocks, just, you know, you always need blocks. There's so much water everywhere and my guess is that the stronghold will probably be at the bottom, so it'll be pretty hard to see. And then I set off. Day 88, I was still on the water looking for this stronghold. I know it would be far because of the size of this map, but oh, did I underestimate it. My arms were hurting from rowing my boat for so long, I took a break and looted an abandoned ship, which still didn't have that good loot as always. However, the stronghold was still nowhere to be seen, and it had been at least 20 minutes of boating. On day 89, I passed many more shipwrecks, but I just ignored them because I wanted to get to the stronghold as quickly as possible, and finally, after 2 days of travelling, the Eye of Ender went backwards. If you don't know what this means, it means that you've passed the stronghold and you're usually pretty close. The eye then went straight down. The stronghold, as I guessed, was at the bottom of the water, and with these shaders, it was really hard to see, which is why I missed it. I then slowly made my entrance. I entered the stronghold and looked around for a bit. The stronghold is always a really exciting place for me because I've only actually been here twice before this, even after playing the game for more than 8 years, starting on Minecraft Pocket Edition. I turned a corner and there it was in all its glory. The portal with 2 eyes in it already. I set some chests to get rid of some useless things so I can easily access things in my inventory when I needed to, and I jumped in. The end? The achievement was there and it was finally time to fight the Ender Dragon. But wait, what's that over there? Oh my, the Wither was firing heads back at me and I was actually really surprised I wasn't actually taking too much damage from it. I just took it and lost like half a heart per 3 shots. However, I wasn't here to admire the Wither, so I drank all the potions and started breaking all the tower crystals. The whole video comes down to this, and oh no. Right, what happens next? I die, I water bucket clutch, or I boat clutch. 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, I'm slow falling. The fight carried on to day 92 where I managed to kill the Wither first. The dragon still had a bit of health and it looked like I was probably going to kill it. The dragon continued to perch and I hit it until the final perch came, and yes, I finally killed the dragon with my meat. I picked up the XP that the dragon dropped and went of course through the portal to find an elytra. End cities are very hard to find usually when you don't have an elytra, and I guess my luck is just insane because I found one basically instantly with a boat in it as well. All I needed to do was to get to the boat and I secured an elytra. I actually hate shulkers so much, but I managed to kill some, but like, why are they so annoying? I got hit by them so many times and I hate them. Getting this elytra moves us on to the next day where I took the elytra and flew off. I had no fireworks, but it was still very nice to have. The chest in there had some alright stuff, but it's never really that good. And I also took the dragon head. I left the end city with 8 shulker shells and a elytra, which is pretty good. From day 95 to 96, these 2 days, basically, I just went back home and made loads of fireworks for the Elytra. All I wanted to do is to see if there was any actual islands out from the main island, and there was a few, but they're very small and there's not too much on them. Days are finally coming to a close, and of course, as a tradition, I wanted to make a massive build to remember this world. Make sure to comment what you think it is before, and it's going to be amazing. These builds are usually very good and a lot better than the average build. After spending at least 2 days straight on it, we move on to day 99, where I sat AFK in front of the best build ever, this pineapple. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.